to bringing a 15-year-old into the business today. Because in 1984, the youngest age was about 38 years old. So when I came to an event like this, people would say, hey, whose kid are you? Who brought you in? And nobody didn't trust. They didn't trust in me. So I didn't know what to do. I had a Pinto, no front end, and I used to park it around the block from the office because you're embarrassed during those times. But you know what? I started to prospect. And as I prospected, I started picking up listings, well, appointments. And as I started picking up appointments, I started losing every listing. This is what people would tell me, Mike, you're going to be great, but this is our life investment and we need somebody a little bit older. So I got a little bit smarter. Back in '84, the title companies would bring in donuts and everything, so within the first 6 months, I gained about 10 pounds. And I said, okay, I'm losing all these listings. I'm going to 10 listing presentations a month to get 0. So I got an older guy, about 60 years old, and I said, you know what, you're brand new, you're never going to sell this and that. You're going to say that you're training me. And when you're training me, you're just going to, I'll give you some money at the closing. So we went in, and Bob goes in with me, and I says, look, I am the young agent, Bob is my teacher, Bob, see if I do a good job. So we started getting 9 out of 10 listings I started getting. And next thing you know, darn, I was at 100 listings. And it was unreal that we were doing that we were talking out there, and I was getting the listings. The market shifted back in 1984. If you get 100 listings, probably about 30 would sell. And when the market changed on us, because remember in 1981 and 82, rates had gone up to 21%. When I came into the business, the fixed rate was 13% and the variable was 11%. So then the market shifted, and then the next year I picked up another 100 listings, and they all sold, and boom, there was 100 sales. Now back then the average commission was about $3,500, so I remember I made about $350,000. That if it would have been when it was $10,000, it would have been well over $1 million in transactions. So here's the thing that I want to ask you guys. There's 365 days a year, 52 weeks, 12 months. And to make a 6-figure income for a real estate agent or a loan officer, if you follow this program, you'll make a lot of money also. In the real estate world, $8,000 is about an average commission. So I know that I have 365 days to meet 15 people that want to do business. And if I meet them, I'm going to close about $120,000. I'm going to pay the broker his cut, and I'm going to take home about $100,000. So simple. How do we do it? Well, here's the thing. If you follow this simple plan, you're going to go ahead and make a lot of money. I know there's a lot of plans. People sell you stuff. People do everything. I said if I was to go back into sales today, 100%, I would do the same thing that I did a long time ago, because I know I'll do 100 deals. And you tell me if it's true. Everything in life is numbers. Everything is prospecting. And the problem with real estate agents today is that they have no idea. I tell agents, what's your major? What's that? Well, you didn't go to college, right? No, I didn't. Who has a college degree today? Anybody? What's your name, Matt? Noreen, what's your major? Politics. What's your minor? She didn't have a minor. Who has a minor? Anybody? Minor in the back.
Oh.
Right there.
Me?
You.
Oh, I have a French, economics, and...
Okay, so she has. See, my major in real estate was door knocking. I would say, what's your major? Door knocking. What's your minor? Open houses. I major in door knocking to get the listings, and back then you needed to hold the open houses to sell them. And that's the way it stuck. And you know, today, if I can give you guys some advice, there's an old saying, you kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or you kill 3 birds with 1 stone. If I was to give you guys a plan today, and you work the numbers, you tell me if it would work. It doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter what you do, where you're at. If you're in a condo complex, a big home and everything, what you should do is every morning, get up, put on a cap, put on some shorts, don't talk to nobody, and go out and walk for 2 hours. Go out and walk for 2 hours. And if you go into my video, Mike Oyoque on YouTube, you're going to see a 10-minute video on how I do it, on that. And simple. All I do is I'm going to get my cards. I'm not talking to nobody. It's 6:30 in the morning. I'm not going to the gym, and I'm just going to the house, and I'm dropping off a business card. I'm going to the next house, and I'm dropping off a business card. I'll see somebody going out in the driveway, and I'm just going to go, yeah, you know, that's a sign. Drop off the business card. I'm going to keep going out there, drop off another business card. I'm going to keep going and going for 2 hours. I'm going to lose weight. Right now I haven't done it, so I'm at my heaviest. So I got to get back out. If you do that for 2 hours, you're going to pass out 200 business cards. They're going to look at them, they're going to look at it, they're going to say, oh, this guy has a big ego, it's a big business card, we're not interested, it's going to go in the trash. Then you're going to go in, you're going to shower, you're going to get ready, and you're going to go to the office. But you're going to be 200 business cards into your career. End of the day, you're going to bullshit, you're going to do whatever it takes, you're going to do whatever you want to do, and you're going to go ahead and set up for whatever you're going to do. Right around 3 o'clock, if you don't have any appointments for the evening, no listings, no showings, you're going to go back out for another hour. On the other hour, if you get a little bit more strong, you'll knock on the door. Hi, my name is Mike. I'm just passing out my business card. Do you have any real estate questions that I can answer? No. Boom. You give it to them. If you decide not to go ahead and talk to people, you're going to go in there and just drop it off on the front door, drop it off on the front door, say your prayers as you're going, talk about the kids. You're just going to go ahead and meditate for another hour. You're going to be that's 3 hours a day. 3 hours a day if you do that. You're going to be 300 business cards into it. If you pass out 300 business cards 5 days a week, you're going to be 1,500 into it. And by the end of the year, you're going to be 78,000 business cards. Now, I know a lot of you guys, if I look at your business cards, you're going to say, oh, top producer, Centurion office, 1995. And the picture's not going to look like you. What that tells me is that you haven't bought any business cards. So your business has to be very, very low. Think about it, folks. If you pass out 78,000, first name, Ron, if you put out 78,000 business cards, working 3 hours a day, do you think 15 people will call you? How many of you agree that 15 people will call you? In a down market, 15 will call you, and they will buy or sell through you. But when the market changes, it'll go from 15 to 100. Because guess what? The numbers will start to multiply. And see, and that's the problem with today. What are REOs? Let's go get in line. We're in line for the REOs. Okay, great. Oh, short sales? We're in line for the short sales. See, folks, when you go out and you pass out the cards, the market comes to you. You don't go to the market. The market comes to you. 6,000 homes. Because if I do 300 5 days a week, it's 6,000. And guess what? Next month I start again on the same door I started the month before. And then you finish, and here's what's going to happen. After a while, the people are going to start saying, oh yeah, that Mr. Excellent, honey, did we get his card this month? He normally drops it on around the 1st. Oh, now, he was late one day. Wow, That's been, they're going to start doing that. And people that say it on the 15th, they'll say on the 15th. On the 30th, they'll say on the 30th. You will become a celebrity in the area. Now, where I'm at, I'm in the city of Pico Rivera, which has about 12,000 homes. And if I was doing 6,000, that means that I would start dominating half the city. And I would start getting the business to me. Think about that. The only difference is this, that by the end of the year, you're going to lose about 20 pounds. Where's the laughs? You're going to go ahead and save about $450 from your membership because you don't need to go to the gym anymore. Your cholesterol is going to go down and you're going to make some more money. And that's a fact. That is a fact, folks. I started this so long ago that today, if you control the market, everybody will come to you. See, as I started doing a lot of sales, all my training was in-house. How? The title reps came to me and says, Mike, let's go buy you a big steak lunch. Because we got this speaker that's going to go ahead and teach you what he's doing, and they're going to do it while you're eating. I'll mention this. A few weeks ago, maybe a few months ago, Chase had an event to become a priority to this and that in Uptown Whittier. About 500 people were there. And 500 people wanted to go there. The minute the seminar ended, they all came to my office to give me my 20-minute presentation of what they taught to the 500 people. And they put me right in front of the list. Why? Because I was making things happen. And today, you got two phenomenal speakers that are going to be up here in a few minutes. It's the same way. They're getting invited to be speaking. Why? Because they're doing something that's good, and it comes to them. And here's what happens. When you become good, you automatically become great, because everything falls to your lap. When I picked up my first REO account a few years ago, I got a call that says, Mike, we know you're doing real good, this and that. Would you like an REO account? 5 years ago, and he says, do you know how to do them? I go, I don't know. No problem, we'll send somebody and we'll train you and everything. And they brought in the application, and then I said, well, I don't know how to fill it out. No problem, just give it to us and we'll fill it out for you. I don't do this, no problem. Just say that you know how to do this, and that. And next thing you know, I had an REO account with Bank of America and Countrywide, and everything was happening. People were calling me, and I became an REO expert a few years ago. And all because I had shown that I was a top agent in the area, and people wanted to deal with top agents. So here's the thing. No matter where you live, if you become a celebrity in your area, darn it, boom, go out there and do it. People look up to you guys. We're the ones that are afraid. The worst feeling you can have is come out of your house, if you're in a house, a condo, whatever, and say, oh, another listing went up. 5 doors down. They didn't even know I was in the business. See, how many of you have had that happen to you? Raise your hand. More than once. Does it hurt?
Yes.
See, it's funner to put up a listing. I know when I put up a listing, I put up the sign, make sure it's straight. I drive up this way, I can see it. I drive out this way, I can see it. How about on that corner? Can they see my face? Can they see this? And all of a sudden, you go and you get a sack lunch or something, or a hamburger, you park over there, and you just say, hey, that's my listing. How many of you have done that before? Because I've done it. Come on. Think about it. Everything is numbers. Everything you do is numbers. It's an house system. Think about it. Everybody says, well, I've held open house. Yeah, but are you making a 6 to 7 figure holding the open houses? No. Most of you guys aren't. What is your major? What is your major in real estate? And another one is the door knocking one. And I'll tell you one thing, you follow any one of those plans, you're going to make a six-figure income. It's going to be awesome. And we're going to give them away right after the seminar, and somebody will take them home. So think about it. You go back, what is a major? Most agents today, they're lost. I had an agent that I said, hey, you know what, send out some postcards. She sent out some postcards. It cost her 25 cents for that one postcard. She got the listing. She double-ended it. The commission was for $25,000 on the peak of the market. Everybody applauded her, and she never sent out another mail out again. So what happened? She says, I thought I got lucky, so I didn't want to spend the money on that. And see, and she's out of the business. Every day, you got to win the war, folks. You got to go out there and let them know. See, as I look at the crowd, you guys are a normal crowd. About 2/3 don't have name badges. We don't know who you are. You could be a car salesperson. You could be the housekeeper in the house. You could be the nanny. I don't know. But if you put on a badge, which costs you $20, all of a sudden, you become a celebrity. Can you imagine you're in, you got Monica right there at Oyoque, and I'm behind her, and I'll say, did you know I'm a top producer? What's she going to do? She's going to slap me. That's what she's going to do. Hey, did you know that I was a Centurion agent? Or I carry the trophy around? Did you know this? It's bogus. But the name badge, you're there, and you're minding your own business. People are going to say, hey, how's real estate? Who's wore a name badge and they've asked you, how's real estate? That's the opening line. Hi, the business is great. You give them the card and you reel them in. But yet, in the last 28.5 years, probably about 2/3 of the real estate industry does not own a name badge. And if they own it, they don't have they lost the back magnet, and they don't put it on. Think about that. And you know what? Just the name badge alone is going to make you 2 to 4 sales a year. When I worked for Realty World, I wore my Realty World apparel, and I made a lot of money. I went into the ERA system, I wore my ERA coat. I went into the Century 21, I wore my gold coat. I'm in the Excellence, I wear my career apparel. And everywhere I go, I'm just passing out cards and cards. Because you know what? Real estate is a way of life. It's not a part of your life. And you gotta have the badge, you gotta have the apparel, you gotta have whatever. It doesn't matter who you work for, but you gotta let people know that you are in real estate. Otherwise, you're gonna be out of the business. I remember, in closing, I had a guy named Ernie Zimmerman, 78 years old. The guy was a butcher before, and he was partners with a guy named Jack Etling, who had muscular dystrophy, and the guy was on a wheelchair. And I opened up an office in Whittier, and they says, hey, you want to hire Ernie and Jack? They're good to answer the phones. I don't want them. And he said, well, just give them a chance. I said, all right, come on in. I said, I'll only hire you guys if you guys give me 50 doors a day. And he says, well, what do you think, Jack? He says, okay, Ernie, we can do it. They had the old Southern, what do you call it? Yeah, accent. So then all of a sudden they did, and I said, okay, let's see what happens. And I remember, I wish I could video them and everything. The other guy pushed him on the wheelchair. Okay, Ernie, go put the flyer in there. Boom, let's go to the next one. Ernie died at 78 years old, and he says, before he died, he says, Mike, I've been in the real estate for 45 years, and in the last 2 years with you, passing out the cars the way you told me, I made more money than I have ever imagined, he says, and I'm a celebrity, he says. And I'll tell you one thing, and all it was is just one flyer at a time. I'll tell you one thing, if you're not a good closer, go out and pass out the flyers, generate the business, take your broker, take another agent, somebody that can close, and make them close, because at the end, you're going to make a lot of money and everything. And to me, I believe that that contacts is the name of the game. And if you don't do that, folks, every year you should go ahead. I hope, did I share some good things? Give me a round of applause, please.
Let's give you 2 rounds of applause. Come on. Mr. Excellence? Let me tell you something about Mr. Excellence.